here, we all know. And most of the time I was absent. So I would not like to take the credit. But congratulations to all of you. And it's time to just invite some of the guests. Do we have some guests
No,
with
not
you?
yet. Not yet, Shazad. We
Not
don't.
yet. Okay. So
So
it's
we are 100% members present today.
that's good. That's good.
Yes.
So how many people we have in
We
at
have
PSSC?
so far one, two, three, four, five. Five here. At least two are on the way, and online at least. Toastmaster Tessin just informed me that she's facing some power issues. So as soon as she can, she will join.
All
So
right, that's
again,
great.
those will be members as well. So everyone today in the meeting is a member.
It's really good. I mean, I'm feeling very comfortable
Yeah.
when you are speaking to just our members. I mean, you can do mistakes. You can just speak whenever, whatever you want. Not whatever you want, but there are some limitations. But you can speak openly with your
Yeah.
open heart. So I would like to welcome all those members who was absent like me in the past meetings and join us today. And thanks to Retail Talha for strictly finding out everything and managing agenda very well and at the time. And the way he just throw out deadlines to us. It was amazing and very well done, Diti Talha, once again. Now it's time, I think, to hand over the charge to the pilot of the meeting. And the pilot is none other than our surgery Tom and Toastmaster Amra Yunus. She's an educationist by profession, a mother, and a very, I would say that a very humble person. So please welcome Toastmaster Amra Yunus.
Thank you so much, Adi. Yes, and thank you for making time to introduce me. Uh, yes, it's a though it is a hotter day, but it is good. Um, Something very deep happened to me last day. Um, and you know, as TMOD, you suggest the theme, and the theme which we have today just emerged from that experience. So I realized uh, while presenting using these slides to the team or to the, especially when I'm in pressure and presenting to the executive level in the organization, I realized I prepared the slides myself. I know the concept, I know what is there, but while presentation, I just prone or I just lean towards reading the slides, and that made me lose the connection with the audience, especially the higher ones who just ask some questions out of some newer opportunity. So this happened to me some time ago, and I thought, when the concept is mine, I have done all the things. Why it is happening when I'm presenting? This time, for yesterday's presentation and the meeting, I did one thing. I just went through my slides, closed them, practiced them, say it, say just there was no slide in front of my eye, and I just practiced what was there on the slide. And it really made a difference. A little effort made the difference. When I was really doing it on in the meeting room, I was not lost in the content, what was there. I was really ready for any kind of questions that came from, because I was not thinking what is on the slides I have written. And that made me realize that when we practice, so it is a skill. When we practice the word, it is a skill. When we actually practice how we will present ourselves with our body language, with our eye contact, and pauses and other things, that voice variations. And this only happens when we are not lost in the context. whatever we are there. It gives you to be in the moment. It gives you the opportunity to connect with your audience. And the same happens um, whenever we are presenting. Of course, you would have experienced it some time. If anyone of you want to share, you may share. We have, I can give 30 seconds online or anyone. That when you lost in your content, when you felt something wrong has happened.
Several times, like sometimes you feel that you have disconnected, the audience is disconnected from you, and it is a panic moment because you had thought of a lot of things, you thought your content was engaging, but the audience has just disconnected from you. Sometimes you don't have an idea how to get them back.
Right. And what do you think? What makes this happen? When we lose, when we ourselves feel that we have lost the connection, what actually is missing there?
Engagement.
Yeah,
Maybe
what about
confidence.
confidence comes after preparation or comes with the preparation.
Okay,
Yes.
so you tell us.
So our title is Practice to Presence. What is presence actually? To be in the moment, to be in the room, physically and mentally both. And it only happens when you not only have practiced what you have to say, you don't not only have practiced the words that have to be said, but you have visualized yourself making eye contact with the people. That's why it is said that go on the stage and practice your speech so that you be familiar. Uh, that's where the connection happens. So when we practice, because we think that we want to be impactful, when we take the help of our body language, when we know where to pause, when we know how to, so this connection happens at that time. Yes, when it happens during the speech that we lose the connection, but because if we have rehearsed it with the with all of its technicalities, so we come again in that moment. So that's our so practice the content, but that happens before what that is the you may say thing that we do before presenting anything. But connection happens when we are on the stage and we have to prepare ourselves to be there. So with this, let's start. I would really start with the introduction of our role holders.
Yes.
Um, this is like today I was telling someone about Toastmasters. I said, okay, you have taken enough of my time. I couldn't practice anti-humility today. She was looking at me. She knew the Toastmasters. She said, yeah, Menka, but it's okay. People are very soft there. People are very forgiving there. If I make a mistake, they will not let me down. I mean, they will not. So, and then there were questions in her eyes. She said one of the comments that maybe rather she doesn't know how the Toastmasters meeting went. I said every moment of ours is planned. It is not just a conversation class that we sit together and start speaking. We have opportunities to speak, but every segment is very much structured. And who make all this possible? Of course, the team. Everyone who is listening and everyone who is, of course, the part of that agenda. And of course, who could be more than that? Of course, they are our role holder. So I would invite the role holders and would request them to explain and to let us know how how their role is going to make this meeting a very memorable and impactful today. Our first role holder is grammarian, and that is none other than our dearest Toastmaster Hiba. Clapping for him. Hiba with her seriousness. Yeah.
Okay, fellow Toastmasters and no guests. As a grammarian, I would be making
This is presence.
no, no. As the grammarian, I would be making note of all the incorrect usage of grammar, words, phrases spoken by the speaker, and highlighting the correct usage of phrase, grammar, words, sentences spoken which should be spoken without highlighting the name. And as for the word of the day, it's mellifluous. Mellifluous, a sound that is sweet, smooth, and pleasant to hear. An example is he had a deep, mellifluous voice that charmed the audience. So please use it in the table topic session and as well as the prepared speech session if it's possible. Thank you.
So this was the mellifluous sound of Toastmaster Hiba. Well, our next role holder is timer.
Yes, time and word counter is me. So
Okay. Would you like to explain?
Yeah.
And
Okay, so as timer, I'll be showing timing lights for prepared speeches, for table topics, and for evaluations. I'll also try to keep tabs on the overall timing of the meeting, and as part of that duty, it's my duty to remind that we are running a little behind. So everyone, please accelerate just a little bit. I'll also be and you all are Toastmasters members, so you know what timing lights will appear when. So I'll skip that as my contribution to keeping the meeting on time. Instead, I'll also explain the role of vote counter during 4 different occasions of the meeting. You will receive polls which will be floated through KTP's group, and if there are guests, additionally, we can try to bring them into the fold as well. And as vote counter, I'll just collect the votes and announce the result for best speaker, best table topic speaker, best evaluator, and best big four, unless there's a tie, which I have a right to win. So everyone, please stick to your timings. Do not exceed your timings, because in that case, you won't be eligible to be voted on. Over to you, Toastmaster.
thank you so much. So while explaining his role as timer, he literally told us that you will not be able to listen to my mellifluous voice because I'll be showing the signs. So our next role holder is listener, and who could be a better listener than
One and only.
Please.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Dear fellow Toastmasters, as listener, my duty you will observe during proceedings is of great importance. I have to note down special sentences, phrases, words which are used by the learned speakers. Then, at the end, I'll be stating those sentences noted by me with the request of the audience, the learned Toastmasters, to share the name of the speaker concerned. So, I would request for your special attention during that period. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So please don't go on his innocent face, because he will be testing us hard at the end of the meeting. Well, the next role holder is Toastmaster Hiba Kim with her joke. Thank you so much. Welcome to Toastmaster.
Okay, everyone. I wanted to play a game of hide and go seek. I wanted to play a game of hide and go seek, but good players are hard to find. Are so hard to find. After a vacation in London, a couple had a little chat. After a vacation in London, a couple had a little chat. Husband, how should I get rid of the British pounds I brought back? Wife, take them to a bank and convert them to dollars. Husband, I'm not sure they'll do that. I think I just need to eat less and walk more. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. So now this is the next segment is of course the prepared speeches, and there we will see um, how our speakers are more connected to us and their practice for this. But before we just move towards that, I would like, especially by so there was okay. So if I ask any one of you voluntarily, can you raise your hand? Anything? I will ask something. I will not tell. It's a kind of prompt speaking. Okay. Um, yes. What makes you feel confident when you are here on the stage? What makes you feel confident? What is your strength? What makes you feel confident when you are on the stage? You want to tell?
Uh, I guess if you are prepared, then you're confident.
Oh, again we have come towards the preparation. Is there any, capsule or tablet that says don't do preparation and go? You want to tell us something?
When I'm on stage, what one factor I think is create confidence inside me, I think, well, knowing what I'm going to say, create confidence in me.
So again, you are saying preparation.
Indirectly.
Of course. So thank you so much, both of you. Yes, preparation is the key. I don't remember the names of the people who say or who I use the quote, but there was some champion who said that everything, things can go together, but the more important thing that how prepared you are whenever you are going to do something and perform something. So our speech one, and this is Toastmaster Shazib Iqbal, the president. After a long time, uh, just a question, Toastmaster Shazib. After how many months? I just want to see if anybody has broken my record.
Yes, very clear.
Other you have. So what about you, Toastmaster Shazib?
Of not delivering the speech now.
No sound.
In the regular meeting of Toastmaster, I think it's been 6 months that I didn't deliver any speech. But recently, around 2 months ago, I delivered a speech at the area level at the international speech contest.
2 months. 2 months.
Yes, 2 months, yeah.
It's very honestly, I'm not counting my months. I delivered the area level, Urdu context one, but damn it. Yes.
Okay.
Though I have a lot of things in my mind, but anyways. So our first speaker is Toastmaster Shazib Iqbal, and he will be evaluated by Toastmaster Fahim Mirza. So I would invite Toastmaster Fahim to come and please introduce himself.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Good evening, everyone. It's my pleasure to introduce you to our first speaker, who is our president as well, Toastmaster Shazib Iqbal. That's his first project of presentation mastery. So that's an icebreaker. The purpose of this project is for Shazib Iqbal to introduce himself to the club and in his own way. So with further ado, over to you, Toastmaster Shazib Iqbal. We look forward to getting to know you better. Thank you.
I think title of the speech was.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. This is me. This is me. So everyone put your hands together for Toastmaster Shazib Iqbal. This is me. This is me, Toastmaster Shazib Iqbal.
There's a very beautiful piece of advice that we all have heard, that be yourself. Simple, inspiring, and honestly, very confusing. Because when I tried to be myself, I realized which one. So before I begin, a small disclaimer. This speech may contains multiple versions of me. Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. And ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. At my work, I am a procurement officer. Now that sounds very professional, right? Very organizing, maybe a bit intellectual. But in reality, it means everyone needs something and everyone needs it urgently. And somehow there is no budget. So I sit in the office meetings and say things like this, that don't worry, we will manage this. But somehow internally, inside me, I am negotiating with myself. Maybe we can delay it a bit more. Maybe we can adjust that. Or maybe we can pray a bit more. And sometimes it reaches at a point where I said to myself, oh God, how? But anyhow, every single time we do manage. And if you think it's a pressure, let me take you to somewhere where there is no budget discussion, no negotiation, only one final authority. At my home, I thought I was in charge until my son Zain was born. So nowadays, my daily instructions are like, Baba, come here. Baba, sit down. Baba, let's go to the park. And sometimes just one word, Baba, listen. And I have to. So looking to all this thing, I realized that in at work, I manage multiple departments. At my home, I report to one small, tiny department with a strong authority. And somehow, between managing office pressure and handling kids' instructions, there's another version of me, the one you see right now, speaking with confidence, feel comfortable as it everything is under control. At least that's the impression I wanted to give. But let me tell you honestly, even before coming here today, I repeated my opening lines again and again in my head, just not to forget in the first 10 seconds. And that's what makes us human. That's what let us think that we are human. And this version of me is not separate from all those other versions. It's a combination of everything that I do every day. So I handle pressure at my work. I learn patience, listening, and adjusting as a father. And I'm finding courage and to stand up to speak as a Toastmaster. So next time, if you ask me to that, who are you? I won't just give you uh, a direct answer. I would say, this is me, still learning, still growing, and still showing up. And just to be clear, I am still under construction, but I'm moving forward. Thank you.
much. Yes. Um, it was wonderful listening to you after a long time. It is not just your fault, my fault as well that I am after. There are so many, okay, so our next speaker is. So our speech to is will be done by uh, none other than why is it TM Dhanabina? So for it's not TM, it's DTM Dhanabina and yes, and Toastmaster Sela Hamid would be evaluating Toastmaster DTM Dhanabina. So over to you, Toastmaster Sela.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, and a very good evening to all Toastmasters who are sitting who is online and who are sitting at the venue. So today's second speech is the purpose of the speech is to project, and the member will be projecting the speech to present on any topic and receive feedback and apply the feedback to a second speech. So he will be delivering his speech from presentation mastery level 1, and the topic of the speech is dear extroverts. Dear extroverts, DTM Telha, stage is yours.
Thank you so much. Am I audible?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm asking the online listeners.
Yes, you are.
Yes, it's very clear.
Okay, great, great. It was 10 o'clock. A mother was escorting her son to a doctor's clinic. The son was shriveled on himself, trying to hide, and the mother had him in the hold of her arms like this. But the son was not a small child. The son was a 25-year-old adult. So what was his disease? He could walk, he could see, he could talk, he could hear. And that's what the doctor said that, man, why have you brought him? What's wrong with him? And the mother says, Dr. Saab, he has this lethal illness that has brought shame and misery upon him, upon me, upon everyone else. What are you talking about? And can we even talk about that particular disease, given that we can talk about sex, religion, and politics? No, 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 it's not like that. It's not like that. It is something else entirely. You see, Doctor, he is an introvert. What? Get him away from me! No! Where is his mask? Get him into an oxygen tank! No, 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 no! Well, that's how we would have reacted, but of course, he is a professional. And that's why he said calmly, ma'am, all you need to do is take him to Toastmasters. And ladies and gentlemen, don't you hear this tale over and over again? I was an introvert. I couldn't see, I couldn't talk, I couldn't breathe. I was sweating when I was on the stage, and suddenly when Toastmaster came, I was like this, and I became an extrovert and became a superhero. Aren't those 90% of contest speeches you hear? But ladies and gentlemen, especially the extroverts in you, I need to ask you something. Back the hell off. Being an extrovert is not the only way to live. Believe it or not. It might seem to you that way because for you, the world revolves around you. But let me tell you one thing. You keep telling us to come out of our comfort zones. No, I love my comfort zone. That's why it's called a comfort zone. It provides comfort because we love it. You know what? Here's an idea. Try it. Instead of inviting us out of our comfort zone, why not step out of your comfort zone, dear extroverts? And how could you do that? Try staying silent for 5 minutes. Let's see how that feels. You keep forcing us to talk. You keep criticizing us for thinking, for introspecting, for going deep into things. Have you ever considered what joy and pleasure and treasures silence can bring? Silence brought the theory of relativity. Silence brought nirvana. It was silence that resulted in the revelation to the Holy Prophet, and for that matter, all the prophets. Do you think if all of these personalities were chatterboxes, they would have had time to focus on anything other than themselves and on the sounds of their own mellifluous voices? Think about it. How many extroverts have ever invented something, or written something, or composed something? I'm not saying, by the way, that being an extrovert is a bad way to live. But all I need you guys to do is to stop implying that it is the only way to live. And being an introvert is somehow a death sentence that can result in pain and shame and misery beyond all measure. In fact, introverts have a superpower. You know what that is? Introverts can get on the stage and pretend to be extroverts for 5 to 7 minutes, and quite often do well in contests without letting on for a single second that they are scared to death. And have you ever wondered, extroverts, why are we scared to death? What brings the fear? The fear is brought on by care. We don't want to get it wrong. We don't want to appear meaningless and frivolous. Because guess what? Our voice, our words are not our superpower, unlike you guys. Our thoughts are. And that's what needs to be conveyed. And that's why we are super conscious. And so, what if we don't like crowds? What if we stay silent? What if we find a corner in a wedding to sit silently and, more importantly, eat with full concentration instead of gossiping about? We focus on the really important things in life. For example, the food at a wedding, the food for thought that is spread all around us. Have you ever really looked around and listened? Because sometimes that's what will bring you to insight. So, dear extroverts, no offense, but for 5 seconds in your life, stop talking about comfort zones. And if you have to talk about comfort zones, maybe talk about your own. And talk about coming out of it by staying silent for a whole 10 seconds. Dear extroverts, I'll repeat my words. Back the hell off. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
7:05.
Hmm?
7:05. So keep 10 seconds silence. Well, it was really impactful. So our third and last speaker is Toastmaster Uzet, and he will be evaluated by Toastmaster Asghar. Over to you, Toastmaster Asghar, with warm hand.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Earlier you said that connections happen when we are on the stage. I just realized that I'm connected with color in him right now. And I was just, watching back then of meaning if there is any meaning of it because it was okay. So I got it. My next, our third speaker today, Toastmaster Jose. Toastmaster Jose is going to speak from Persuasive Speaking project. The title of the project is WWE is More Than Wrestling. The objective of the project to understand the types of persuasive speeches, and we expect him to deliver a persuasive speech in today's colored meeting. Toastmaster Jose, please come over here. We are waiting for your speech.
Fellow Toastmasters, as a child, I faced a lot of trauma while watching WWE. I think this has happened to all of us when we're watching that particular show and our grandparents or elders come in and they say, this is fake, right? I think many of you have gone through this. Well, in my humble opinion, it is not fake. And when I was a kid, I used to become so defensive. I used to say that I'm watching one of the most mellifluous things today. What I mean by things, it is an entertainment show, World Wrestling Entertainment. Now, when I grew up, I said this is more than an entertainment show. There is more to it. Why? Because it teaches us about resilience, emotional, how to carry your emotions, how to never give up, how to get through life, and most importantly, have a sense of humor and enjoying it. Now, whenever anyone said that to me that it is fake, let it be. Now, why do I think that there's more to WWE than wrestling? That is because it is an entertainment show led by many big superstars. Now, when you look at the story of The Undertaker, he has reinvented himself over the past 30 years. Many of us do that during our corporate jobs, whether that is in business pivoting. Take an example of the man who can't see himself, John Cena, whose shirt I'm wearing today in yellow. He has always been made fun of by adults, trolled online. The kids adore him, they love him. He goes through many setbacks, failures, but at the end of the day in and day out, year after year, shows up with discipline and consistency. Now let's think about it in realistic ways. When we are in our job, in our business, or in entrepreneurship, we go through all those things. Our bosses don't like us, our clients don't like the presentation, we don't get the sale PEO. But then we have to move through, move ahead. There have been many instances in our lives where we've gone through all these emotions. But the one thing is that we should never give up. We should move through. Then I had a discussion with my friend, and he says, Uzair, why do you think that this show is so mellifluous? Why? I say there's more to it, man. I do public speaking. And if you think about it, wrestling and public speaking is not that different. In wrestling, you have to stand in front of 7 to 8,000 people. Now, we all feel happy and elated when someone is cheering us, but when someone criticizes us, it takes a lot of mental strength and fortitude to stand there and give a speech for 5 to 6 minutes. There is no prompt, no notes, not a PowerPoint slide. Hell, there is no chat GPT to help us at that time. But that's what it teaches us how to improvise, how to maneuver, and how to give an excellent speech to captivate the audience. I'll be talking about the few superstars who have inspired me the most, that being The Rock, which we all know about, Stone Cold, John Cena, CM Punk, The Undertaker, and a famous manager by the name of Paul Heyman. Now, why is Paul Heyman so persuasive? Paul Heyman is so persuasive because he knows how to captivate the audience. The one thing that we're taught in Toastmaster is the hook, to catch the audience attention. He can create suspense, make you laugh, and make you cheer him. And ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, guests all around, that is what it teaches us. And for me, that is more than wrestling. Now, I feel like that if you can get through so much of that, then I think you can get through Karachi's hellish traffic, the inflation that we're going through, and the turbulent business market and how Pakistanis do business.
Yes.
Then again, there are many other things that have made me love this particular program. And I must say, if I'm going for a presentation, I need to do something outrageous, just like The Rock says, "If you smell what The Rock is cooking," and then later people remember that particular sentence and presentation, because majority of us, when we are sitting in a presentation, we go to the parking lot and say, "What did I just listen to?" Or who cares? That is how it is. And ladies and gentlemen and fellow Toastmasters and guests around, I would like to say that next time someone says that this is fake, let them say what we want to. We look at the bigger picture. We see this as a storytelling art form. Teaches us how to be resilient, how to enjoy life, and look at the best of things. So I would say that WWE is more than wrestling. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you so much for another very energetic and wonderful speech. So this makes the end of our prepared speech segment. And going back a little to our theme today, I just want to, and this is related to our next segment, which is prompt speeches and call it table topic speeches. What comes in your mind when your name is called for table topic speech? What comes in your mind? Yeah.
I think you have to think on your feet.
Okay. But what comes at that moment? The first thought that comes.
In my case,
Surprise, suspense.
in my case, darkness.
Darkness.
In my mind.
Okay. And anyone else?
Everything bad.
Surprise. Yes.
In my case, light.
Light. Okay, open light. Because nobody gives you chance to speak at home, actually, I know. That's why. Just joking. Yes, Shazia, in your case?
I think uh, it could be anything like but it could be a bad thing because you're going to experience some impromptu talking.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
of course, this happens. Maybe blankness, maybe darkness, maybe, okay, again, my name. Let's try this time. We will change the words in our mind. We will say, how can I show up? Instead of thinking, what will I speak? So, let's try it this time. Show our presence and make it. We don't need to think that the perfect answer actually. We just need to be genuine when we are responding. So our table topic master is someone who, whenever I think of, he's one of his speeches stuck in my mind actually. That is the favorite topic of our women in Pakistan especially. You cloned Masis actually.
Yeah.
Yes. And whenever this is the topic which every week happens in our lunch gathering during the office hours. Because we all female are,
Yeah.
and then I think no, there is one male as well who can talk about Masis. So here comes our Toastmaster Fahim Razak with his Of course, I am sure that he would be having very interesting topics for us for the table topic session. Over to you.
Sorry, everyone, please vote for the best prepared speaker. The poll has been closed.
Well,
Thank
thank
you,
you.
Madam Toastmaster of the Day. Good evening, everyone, once again. Table topic session. Why should I give you a pay rise? Who is Simon? On your phone. These are the sort of the questions that no one is prepared for, right? But when you get asked this question, what you say will define your life for a foreseeable future. Your boss asks you, why should I give you a pay rise? You have just about a minute or two to articulate your justification. What you say will either make you financially poor or a little bit wealthy. What you say to your wife when she asks you, who is this girl on the phone, will define your fate. This is the session that will help you practice those questions. Okay? 2 minutes impromptu speech. Thinking on your feet, articulating it to the best you can, and nobody is perfect, so you will just have to practice. So if you're lucky enough to be called, ladies and gentlemen, on the stage, grab this opportunity. Don't shy away. Okay? Just jump on it. All right, let me give you a little bit of the rules about this impromptu session. I, as a table topic master, will invite a speaker. Then I will put a topic to them, and on that topic, they will have to speak between 1 minute and 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So 1 minute is a minimum qualifying time. So at 1 minute, the timer will show you the green light, which means you have qualified for it. At 1.5 minutes, a green light will be shown, and at 2 minutes, a red light will be shown, which means the speaker has 30 seconds to wrap up their speech. Now, for my first, and sorry, what is the word of the day, by the way?
Mellifluous.
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 Mellifluous, okay, and what is the meaning of that?
Beautiful sound.
Let me tell you, a sound that is sweet, smooth, and pleasant to hear.
The sound that is sweet, smooth, and pleasant to hear. Mellifluous. Okay, that's the word of the day. Please do use it if you can when you speak for the table topic session. All right, let's invite the first speaker. Let's start with Sir Altaf. Please. Toastmaster Altaf, as far as I know, you are a lawyer. Are you? Okay. Now, one thing that we all know is practice makes people perfect. Practice makes you perfect, and that's the theme of the meeting today as well. But here is the one another thing that makes us perfect is doing what we love. Why do we need to practice? If we love something, we just come and do it, right? Right. So here is the question for you then. You are a lawyer. If you were not a lawyer, what would you have been? If you were not a lawyer, what would you have been? Toastmaster Altaf.
Thank you very much, sir. If I was not a lawyer, what would I have been? This is really something unique for me. You will be surprised to know that I feel happiness when I am successful in convincing the mind of my listeners in my favor. That is why I love to be a lawyer to perform that. But if I were not a lawyer, what would I have been? I would definitely have been a professor of criminology. That is the subject which is directly connected with the commission of crime and later on punishment to the offender, dealing with the purpose of being professor of that subject definitely would have been to effectively convince all my audience, I mean the students, enabling them to understand well the subject by persuading them, by giving them different citations, relevant citations and decisions of the apex court. With this, I would like to thank every Dr. Master. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Altaf. You have been a professor at criminology. Wow. Right. For our next speaker, why don't I invite Sir you, guest Hamid, right? Please. All right. For you, once again, why do we need to do hard work? Let's say we don't need to practice anything, okay? We have this genie. You rub it and you ask. And the question for you is, if the genie were to appear in front of you, what one skill or quality that you will ask her for that will help you in your personal development? One quality or one skill that you will ask her for and to help you with your personal development, and why? Over to you.
Well, that's a very interesting question. First of all, if a genie appeared, the first thing I think I would do is like take a photo. Because no one's ever did this. A genie? Correct? Wow. That's the first thing I would think. But all serious joking aside, the question is very interesting. It's mindfulness. Because for me, I talk to my colleagues about this. I talk to my friends about this. I ain't talk to people who I don't get along with. I don't really respect to talk about this. And they all said, no, what skill you would like, what skill you would like, what skill you want. And when I talked to the genie, I would ask her, what I should ask, like, I would think about it, think about it. And I have one skill. And one skill I would like is getting a better understanding of technology. Simply, if you say like the phone, you can see a Nokia phone, right? For us as kids, it is very easy. For our adults, it's a bit difficult. For grandparents, it is very difficult. And when I got this touch phone, now back in 2015, I would say specifically, I was like, what is this? Because I've been using a Nokia phone all my life. But technology keeps advancing from laptop to tablet to whatever's in the future. So that's one skill I would definitely ask for because technology is very relevant at the moment for now. Maybe 20 years it won't be. But for now, technology is one thing I need to get my hand on. Even right now, what I'm working at my job, technology is very important. Laptop. I knew how to use a laptop. I didn't know how to use Excel because the technology is connected. So that's the one thing I said is important, and that's a skill I would ask GD for. Because sooner or later, if you know how to use technology, your colleagues will notice, your boss will notice, and your boss notice what's going to happen. You get more salary, get extra bonus, and you see things by unnecessary things. If not, I'm going to be a very cranky person for the next 6 months. So thank you so much.
Thank you, guest Hamid. All right, for our next speaker, can I invite Toastmaster Noreen? Are you online?
Yes.
Yes, table topic master, I'm here.
All right, cool. Toastmaster Noreen, for you the topic is practice makes you perfect. Practice makes you perfect. Do you believe in it or not? And why? Practice makes you perfect. Do you believe in it or not? And if so, why?
Thank you so much, Mr. Table Topic Master, for asking me such a thought-provoking question. Practice makes man perfect or not? Yes, I believed in it. Practice makes man perfect. We can take example of Colonel Sanders. Can you imagine that he spent around he was rejected around like 1046 times, and he pitched his crispy fried chicken recipe to many restaurants so that they can opt it. But I think after many experiments and pitching practices, he was able to succeed. And in our daily life, we can see that if you want to master any skill, or we can or any sports, if we can't keep doing practice on daily basis, maybe for an hour, for 15 minutes, but we keep on trying and we keep on practicing and we keep ourselves perseverant, and only then we will be able to become expert, uh, or become perfect in that very skill or in that very subject, because we're putting a lot of effort, we are consistent, and only then a mellifluous sound could be seen in the form of a beautiful fruit that you wanted to achieve, or as success. So, as I totally agree with you, Mr. Table Topic Master, that practice makes a man perfect. Over to you, Mr. Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Noreen. That reminds us of all Yumilicious KFC. Thank you.
Yeah.
You know, that also reminds me of my utter failure of not opening a fried chicken restaurant. You know, every time I go to Saudi Arabia or any Middle East country, have you guys heard of Al Bayt?
Yeah. Who hasn't?
You all love it. And when you fly back home, especially from Middle East, you will see somebody carrying it,
Yes.
okay, and bringing it home. So I have been thinking about opening some sort of spicy fried chicken restaurant in Pakistan. Well, that's about it. I've actually been thinking. And literally just over the last 6 months, a new restaurant had opened up in my local area, which is actually serving that fried chicken, and it's so busy. The name of that chain is Hens Bros. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of it. There's a branch in Badrabad. There's also apparently a branch in near Garden East and some other places. And they are super, super, super busy. And they're milking it.
Okay.
There we are. So, but yeah, the Colonel, his name is Colonel, isn't it? Yeah.
Colonel Samuel.
Well, obviously he was a doer, and so he did, and we still enjoy his perseverance. Right. Our next speaker is going to be Toastmaster Ali.